We're recording.
Better.
Oh, okay. We had to change phones. Ran out of phone. Ran out of phone. My phone is full. Anyways, I don't know where we were at. Oh, the future. So we've learned our lesson. We've got to get the infrastructure set up first. We worked tirelessly on this chicken coop. Got it all set up the way it should be. It's easy to take care of. I've been on a week's vacation. We've been on a week's vacation, and have plenty of water and feed left over when we came back from the chickens. And I didn't mind leaving them in the 8x8 coop for a week because they were learning how to lay, and they kind of need to be, for my opinion, my experience, they need to be kind of tied up in the chicken coop in order to learn where to lay, or they'll start laying out in bushes and stuff like that. That's the experience I've had in the past. But moving forward, we do want to get at least two Nigerian dwarf does for milking. We want to get one pregnant and milk, and then have the other one pregnant. And so we'll have one milking for 6 months, and then the other one on milk for 6 months. And we want the Nigerian dwarf because it's really just Tanya and I. And with that, it has the highest butterfat milk content. And they're small, they're cute, they're tricolor. We're going to get the tricolor, blue-eyed, polled type, and that's what we like the most. And we've cleared land for them, but I've still in the process of getting all the trees that might fall in the near future on the fence or obstruct the fence in any way. Plus, we're also clearing about a 75 by 75 area that was full of trees. I cut down over 20 trees. I got 2 more to go for our greenhouse and fruit orchard. We will also probably put the berries, the blackberries, raspberries, blueberries. But then after that, we intend on. I'm not sure what kind of guardian we're going to get for the goats. We're definitely going to get a steer every year or every 18 months, whatever it takes. Probably end up getting a steer every 6 months and butchering every 18. Well, yeah. Anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll talk to somebody and figure out exactly what we want. Probably go to a butcher and talk to them about what we should do. And I've already made some contact with a lady that has a couple of children that show cattle at 4-H locally here, and she knows where we can get some not show quality cattle. I mean, other kind of cattle, but there's a lot of cattle out here. A lot of places we can get cattle. So, what else were we? Oh, we may raise some quail. Dean over at Dancing Acres has got me kind of maybe really soon too.
Yeah, might be sooner because that's something infrastructure-wise we could set up a lot easier.
Yeah, but one of the things that I have to pay attention to for me is that I can't go crazy on the animals. This is one reason why we got rid of the rabbits when we did a few years ago, is because this time of year it's beautiful, it's nice, and then we don't know how it is here because we're 2.5 hours north of where we were living, and I couldn't take going out in the daytime with that heat. That heat would just knock me out. Of trying to fill up rabbit waters and just taking care of the animals. I got to be careful how much time I spend every day outside. Just the pure heat and humidity of Florida just can really wipe me out. So
even before the sun's up, I would go out and do what I could before the sun's up, and it's still so humid you can barely stand it. So
yeah, June's not so bad. It's miserable. It's hot. It's nasty, but it's livable. July's not so bad. August isn't so bad. But my goodness, September's the longest month of the year, especially here. Down where we were, September, it's just as hot and nasty. And it may not be temperature-wise or according to the statistics and stuff, but you're so drained from sun up to sundown of 90-degree weather and 100% humidity that September, it's like you're just dying. And it doesn't really change till sometimes middle of October, a lot of times late October, when we start just getting an occasional cool front. And the great thing about being 2.5 hours north of where we were, a lot of cold fronts that make it here didn't make it down there. So we're going to have cooler weather during the winter time here, and it'll start, I think, a little earlier. But that's the main thing that's going to restrict us is my health until she gets up here and can help with some. But I can't go out. Well, we'll be buying the little Nigerian dwarfs in probably the next year or so. But we won't be milking them until she can come up here full time. I can't bend over and milk them. I mean, we've already built 2 milking stands and had to sell both of them. And she's got experience in milking these little critters. So a lot of it's not issues. We just have to have the infrastructure set up here. We've got to have the water in the right spots. That takes work to get the water to the right spots with the spigots and automatic waters. Got to have the fencing up. Got to have the housing up. Got to have everything in place. And there's certain things that like I told her that I told Tanya today. We were talking about the fruit trees, and I said we can't plant any fruit trees after May because I can't go out there and water them every day in the middle of the summer when they're still going to need to be watered. I mean, we get a lot of rain during the summertime, but not every day. We can go 2 or 3 days in a row without water. You can lose a tree real quick in that kind of heat with no water. So you're still on water duty throughout the summer. And I can't do that, or I have to be careful how much I can do. We've already put in 2 apple trees, and they've been in for a couple weeks now, and they'll be okay. They should be fairly established, so they won't be so sensitive when it comes to the heat of the summer, and I'll be able to keep up with them. But I don't want. I can't go out there and water 100 trees or 50 trees or 20 trees or 10 trees. So, anyways, that was it. So, I said we're gonna have the chickens for our eggs. We're gonna have the dairy for the pigs. We're gonna buy 2 pigs a year. We're gonna try to get them in October at definitely at least 8 weeks old. I'll pay more money if they're a little bit older. But I don't want them in a year. I want them on that mother for at least 2 months. I want them to be something decent. So, and there's a story behind that. We bought a younger pig that was maybe 8 weeks, and it didn't last. And the healthiest day that we had it was the first day. And no matter what we did, we've already had hogs, and we still had hogs at that time. But this one was just too young. Got off his mother too young, and anyways. So we want to buy 2 of them in October because they do better, with at least 2. And then either New Year's Day or Martin Luther King, we're going to have what I used to do is a luau where we dig a hole that's about a 4-foot cube and burn wood in it for about 6 hours, get a hot bed of coals, prepare a full-size 100-pound pig, and put it on some banana leaves, and then put it in there, and then close it up and bury it. Let it sit in there for 24 hours, and then unbury it and undig it and pull it out. And it's the greatest thing in the world. So we want to do that one. The pig around 100 pounds, and then the other one, we want to get some bacon off of it and some decent food off of it. So we're probably wait until about March or so, and then she and I will harvest the pigs. And then we're going to also, the other thing we're going to do is we will get about 25, we'll probably get about 30 meat birds, 15 in each shot. Because again, we're not going to be processing all 15 in one day. I just can't do it. So we'll have everything set up, and we're not going to get them until everything's set up and we're ready to do it. I've already bought all the butchering equipment that we need. But there's still a lot more infrastructure to go, and so we'll have go over it again. We'll have chickens, we'll have the goats for milk, chickens for eggs, chickens for meat, goats for milk, steer for beef, and then the the pigs for pork. We got a pork, beef, and chicken taken care of. We've done catfish in the past in little, maybe 100-gallon
Yeah.
tanks, and we've had to learn a lot on that too. We've learned so much
We want to do bees.
that. Oh yeah, and then we want to do bees, and that we've talked about that. We want to probably wait till she's up here full time, and go to. They have a lot of bee, not bee classes, but yeah, bee classes, where people come and or you go and have meetings, and they tell you all how to get set up and how to do everything. And I know enough to probably just kill a bunch of bees and buy them and kill them, and we don't want to do that. We've done that with so many other things. We don't want to do that. So we want to get everything all set up. It's going to take time, but it's a journey. I'm a destination type person. I'm ready. I'm ready right now. I mean, tomorrow they've got a cattle sale in Ocala, and I'm ready to go. But there we ain't got a stitch of fencing up yet or anything. So, anyways, that's kind of our goals. And then she wants to be, when she's working at home remote, she'll have more time to do her candle making and her makeup making and her chicken singing, teaching, and her sewing and quilt making and all that kind of stuff she loves to do. So I guess they're saying they want to go up. I don't know. The door's open. They go up on their own. I don't know what the celebration is all about right now. Everybody has chickens. I know. Crazy animals. Our rooster crows all night, all day. Anytime of the morning and night. I mean, this thing crows. It's the weirdest thing. Anyways, we gotta cut this short, I guess. Somewhat.
I think so.
And so if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section.
Oh, we got our 50th subscriber this week.
Yeah, we did get our 50th subscriber this week. It was O'Donnell.
O'Donnell Homestead.
O'Donnell Homestead. And it was funny because he had just put up a video of his 50th subscriber like 2 weeks or so before we got to ours, and he ended up being our 50th subscriber, and so that was pretty cool. So we're enjoying this, and we're going to enjoy even more as we go on and have the fruit trees in the greenhouse, and you'll see everything. Everything is going to be friendly towards me and my back and heat and all that kind of stuff. When June comes, we're done gardening for the most part. I mean, there still may be some potatoes in the ground that she'll have to dig up. There may be some herbs that'll be going. We'll probably have some perennials going on, but I definitely think by June 15th, it's pretty much over with. It's just not worth going outside. We'll be either on the water, in the water, or in the air conditioning in the truck or the car or the house. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
So, or we'll be up in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Or somewhere else where it's not in the mountains.
More comfortable.
In the mountains where it's cool, not in the flatland where it's still miserably hot. So that's all I've got for tonight.
I think that's good.
Now, one thing that we need to, it's the only time you're going to hear it. And you're not going to hear it. But we're not asking for subscribers. We're not asking you to share. We're not asking you to like the videos. Do whatever you want to do. But we're not here for solicitation for that kind of stuff. We enjoy watching the what do you call it, the channel grow and all that kind of stuff. But you're not going to hear that on this channel. Please click subscribe. And it's fine for everybody else. That's just not something that we were interested in doing. So it's kind of a casual as you go kind of channel. We just sit down and chit chat, and our editing isn't super great. It'll get better as time goes, but if we make it too difficult on ourselves, we ain't gonna do it, and we won't enjoy it. So we just kind of keep it simple, and we're just simple, plain folk, and that's what we want, and that's kind of the videos we kind of watch too. So, anyways, that's
Yeah,
it
we
for
like
me.
to be natural. We like to be transparent. Both of us. And you're going to get real. From us, it's just going to be real. It's going to be real life.
It may not get every second of every day kind of real life type stuff. We don't have the photo equipment for it right now. So before we do get on the boat, which is coming up real soon, we will be getting a GoPro that's waterproof. Because I'm not losing the phone. The phones are so hard for me to hold. I need something with a strap, or she can put on the strap it or whatever. But if it goes on the boat, it usually, I mean, everything goes overboard one way or another. Fishing poles, us, everything. I mean, everything makes it underwater. Everything that we have that we bring, we put in those waterproof pouches, and because they'll end up in the water. So, and then that's our intention too. We're not worried about getting in the water. That's part of fishing and boating and having fun. So.
That's it. My voice is gone.
Her voice is gone. I'm done. We need to put the chickens up and bring some eggs to neighbors because we're just getting way too. We can't eat 12 eggs a day, so that's a good chance to give our neighbors some eggs. They're the ones putting up with our goofy rooster crowing at midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning, and 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Okay, that's it. We love you. Let's see. I saw a quote, or somebody had said, I don't remember exactly, but it said, all God wants are your best is good enough for God. And just to think about that and believe that. Just believe that. It's hard sometimes, but just believe. You're good enough is good enough for God. Or your best is good enough for God. That's what it is. All right, see you guys. Bye. 10-4. I don't know how to turn this thing off. Oh, right there.